the the feeling of having an empty room is not good. So, promoting there's like little things you can do to help promote your show.
This is episode 107 of the Arts Academy podcast with Victor Varnado and Roxxy Haze. How to promote your non-comedy club comedy show.
Everybody, welcome to the Arts Academy podcast. I am your host, Dean Victor Varnado. Also hosting is Headmistress Roxxy Haze.
Yeah, I need to add Headmistress back to my name. Let the people know. There we go.
Exactly. Let them know who you are. You're going to be so jealous of me.
Why?
Because I'm going to a screening of the Wu-Tang show with the Wu-Tang tonight.
What?
Yeah.
Man.
I got connections. You're in a blue hoodie.
Boo.
Whatever.
Have
We're
fun.
about to do this. Anyway, let's get going. What we do here at the Arts Academy podcast is we talk about all the mechanics of being in the entertainment industry. We tell you everything that we think you need to know to make it in the entertainment world. We do talk a lot about everything to do with comedy because I come from the stand-up comedy world. Of course, I do other things. I'm also a cartoonist and an idiot. So
sorry.
there are many things that I can talk about besides just the point of view from a comedian, but straight up, my first love is stand-up comedy, so that's what we're about a lot. So let's just keep this rolling in the stand-up comedy world, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do this. All right, so today's episode is about how to promote your non-comedy club show. Funny thing is there's a lot of crossover with how to promote a comedy club show. I mean, it's a show. So, there's ways and there's ways. We're going to talk through this, but I don't want you to think that because it's a non-comedy club show, there's a special magic. But no, there's ways and there's ways. I will go through some of the best practices that we know about, and then we'll throw in our own little what do you want to call it? We'll throw in our own little snippets. Is that what you call it? Snippets?
Yeah, snippets. Yeah, we'll go with snippets.
We'll throw in our own little spices. All right, here we go. All right, so if you've got a show that is like in a bar, and this is actually going to be a good talk because I'm actually starting a bar show soon in the NABE, which is where we are at. So if you got a show that you want to do, then you first of all, the feeling of having an empty room is not good. So promoting there's like little things you can do to help promote your show. And I'll tell you like some of the tricks that I'm going to do from my neighborhood to promote the show, and then you can also probably use those for your own thing. Okay, because I'm going to do a bar show. All right, so let's get started. All right, first of all, now when you're going to do a show, and in this case, I'm talking about a bar show, but this is any comedy club show. If your comedy club is in a if whatever show you're doing is in a neighborhood, one of the biggest things is think about them as your main audience. Because if you've got awesome people who, if you got people in a neighborhood and you've got enough people, they'll come back again and again and again and again if you get in with the right crowd. And I think that looking around that neighborhood and just like figuring out like who can come to your show and how you can make deals with people. I mean, we're going to talk about that as we move forward. But when you're talking about your target audience, you're talking about not just the type of people that you appeal to as a comedian, but you're also talking about like people who can walk 3 blocks and be at your show. That's going to be, I mean, if you get that neighborhood audience coming in, then you're set. So I would say you have to figure out ways to reach out to that audience. So here's some things that I'm going to do. And then I would love to hear from you, Roxy, too, about things that you do for shows. So I'm going to first start talking about things that I'm going to do in the real world. And then we're going to talk about social media stuff. So in the real world, here's an easy thing to do. If you're going to do a show at a space, make flyers and or cards that people can grab about the show and leave them at that space, and put something flattering about the space on those cards so they like to prominently show them off. Okay, if you make it seem like the show is going to be a big deal. For instance, I'm going to do a show in my neighborhood, and on the cards I'm going to put on every logo of every network that I've been on, because people who are going to be at the local bar, they'll look at that card and they'll be like, what, people from NBC and Comedy Central are going to be here? Maybe I'll check it. Because if you're just like a space that is easy for you to access in your neighborhood, and then you see like, names and logos of big companies, you're going to catch people's attention. And so I'm just going to make a card that is going to look sick. Like, people are just going to be like, this is the show to go to. And that's going to be one of those things. Also, if you can make a deal for any establishments that maybe are nearby, like, for instance, bookstores, coffee shops, et cetera, et cetera. I think the best thing to do is identify places that are not going to be open during the time your show is open, because that's a great way to work stuff out. If you can, like, if I'm going to do a show at a bar at night, then I could easily talk to retail stores that are in the area that are not going to be open during that time. Maybe even offer them a deal, special seats, free drinks if they come to the show. Just like hook it up, like get your neighborhood involved. Get them involved in filling up your audience. Number two, do you have anything like that you do for shows in the real world?
Yeah, pretty much similar stuff. Like I'll walk around and hand out flyers and stuff like that. I forgot, I'm doing a show in a couple weeks at this venue. It's not a comedy club. It's like a workspace, or I think that's what it's called. It's really nice, but it's literally down the street, which made me want to do it up there. But yeah, there's a coffee shop next door, so I am gonna go up there and like leave some stuff and kind of talk to them, invite them out, see if they'll let me like hang up stuff. People kind of sleep on like flyers still work, like guerrilla marketing still works. It's a mall close over there too, so I'm gonna go leave some stuff up there too, actually next week, since it's a little bit closer to the show. And see how that goes. Oh, I go to the library too. The library is a good place to promote. It's a lot of libraries over here. Sometimes I'll put like, not for the show specifically, but just like my business cards, I'll put business cards in books, like little bookmarks and stuff like that. So yeah, I think all of that's helpful, and all the stuff you said too, just like actually going out and into the neighborhood to the people that are over there.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I'm also looking to do is, because I'm a comedian that I'm a little bit further along in my career, so I'm going to partner with a comedian that is newer in their career, so that they can do more of the footwork for the show. Now, you may think, oh, you're just taking advantage of that person, but no, I am not. What I'm doing is, one, I'm going to, if the show makes money, I'm going to split money with them. Two, my experience and just like basically credentials as a comedian help the show, so they're going to get, we're going to get more people at the show if there's more than one of us, and they're going to get a different caliber of comedians coming to the show regularly if I use my connections to also get like bigger names at the show.
Mutually beneficial.
Definitely.
What do you think is an example, just to say, what is an example of an more established comedian taking advantage of a newer comedian? Because we do see that happen.
Well, if I was like, hey, do this for me and you get no money, because like if money was being made and then I gave them no money, that would be a problem. And then or if I was just like, I didn't promote, I did nothing except show up, And to be honest, I've done that before. But it was when people asked me. So sometimes people say, "Hey, will you do this show with me?" And I was like, I don't produce. I was, because that was a time when I was like, I wasn't interested in producing a live show. Period. I just was not interested. And then they were like, will you just come and do the show? And I was like, I will. Okay, I will do the show, but I won't do anything. I'm not responsible for promoting. I'm not making graphics. I'm not doing anything, because I was just like, I wasn't even interested. And so that wasn't me taking advantage of them. That was just them getting my name on their show. And I was just not willing to do anything, because I was just like, I'm not in the trenches right now. I don't feel like it.
I don't feel like it.
Yeah, I don't feel like it.
But I feel like, if you had a conversation about it, then that's fine. Okay.
Now, depending on what the show is, you may or may not want to create social media accounts for the show. If the show is for me, the show that I'm going to do, I'm not going to create a social media account for the show, because I'm just going to really put it on the back of just like who I am. I'm just going to put it on the back of who I am, and I'm just going to like promote the show as myself. But you can, you can make a social media account for your shows, just like anything. Like, you can call it a brand and make a social media account. I would say I would make a social media account if you're trying to make the show the star. For me, what I'm going to do is more like a workout room. So I'm not really into like, trying to get that social media account. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to brand it like that.
I don't really make the social media accounts either, just because that's more work. Like, I just don't want to do that work of like keeping up with a whole nother page and trying to build that audience and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree.
You do want to promote it to your you do want to promote it to your on your social media, definitely.
I always post it on my stuff, but just a whole nother page, I just don't be feeling like doing that or building another page up. But you can. I have seen it be very effective.
Yeah, no, it can be. It could be super effective. There's some shows that are doing it just right. I actually have an account that I could probably turn, because I did a party called Dynamo Kingdom, and I can actually turn that party into the show. So maybe I'll just do Dynamo Kingdom as the show.
And it's already up and established.
Yeah, it's already up and established. I already have a social media account, so maybe that's what I'll do. We'll see. We shall see. Dynamo Kingdom is a great brand.
It is. Can't wait for it to come back.
Now, I think also you should constantly share pictures from the show, video from the show, et cetera, et cetera. Although one thing that I'm going to be doing at my show is, because I understand video production, I'm going to set it up so that the show is going to be recorded well every week. That's one thing that I'm just doing. And I'm going to use cheap cameras to record more than one angle. I'm going to upload that stuff and just cut it together really fast. And just because, like, it'll be great to have that be just like a regular part of the show, because then I'll have footage that I can really take and cut into shorts, and just do that weekly and just keep blowing up the show as much as possible. It doesn't really cost anything. Like, if you've got a phone, you can buy a little tripod and just point it at the stage and just get clips. Especially if it's your show, you can get like 10, 20 clips out of a show if it's just your show.
Yep.
Amazing stuff. Do it, everybody.
Do it. And I
tell you.
I just got a tripod for like $12 on Amazon, so it's not expensive at all.
I got a tripod for $444 on Amazon. Different kind of tripod, though.
Yeah, we're moving in completely different spaces.
My travel tripod is just $20 though.
Okay, what's the $400 one for?
It's just for bigger cameras. That's all.
Okay. Oh my God, damn.
Yeah, it's just for other stuff though.
That's wild.
It's not. It's not. That's actually
not for a big camera. I was thinking for a phone. I'm like, $400 for a phone. Tripod is crazy. There's no way. But yes, a big camera, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was. Although they do have systems for phones that are very expensive, like hundreds of dollars, like for stabilizers for phones and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. okay, then uh, I think that if you can make an email list, that's always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and an email list is a great way to just really like nail it. I'm actually glad we had this talk today because I didn't think about the fact that I can just name the show Dynamo Kingdom because
Mm-hmm.
I already have the stuff for that. And Dynamo Kingdom is always a good time. Uh uh yeah, if you got an email list, send regular emails, update people, just keep it popping. Yeah, keep it popping.
Keep it popping.
Um now here's something. If you have people on your show that are going to perform and you want them to promote your show, make it easy for them, as easy as you possibly can. Like if you've got graphics, make graphics for them and send it to them
Mm-hmm.
and just be like, hey, it would be great if you would throw this up. Yeah, you just make it easy for people to promote your show. That's really the way to go. I know a lot of people like they'll throw shows and they'll be like mad because comedians won't promote the show. But the easy way around that, make it easy for them to promote the show, to promote your show. Prepare graphics. You can even make a graphic template and then just like change the picture
Mm-hmm.
every time, and it can be very simple for yourself. But if you are frustrated that comedians don't promote the show that they're on with you, make it easy for them, and you'll see a lot more of that. Sometimes it's great to just like if they're not promoting it themselves, you can post pictures of them on your Instagram or whatever, and then just tag them. And if it's a good picture of them, they'll usually interact with it, share it, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep hitting people up. Keep hitting people up with by flattering them, flattering pictures, saying good things about them. Like that, it feed their egos, and they'll help you a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that way their audience can possibly become your audience.
Yep.
Now let's talk. This is some best practice stuff. I haven't done a lot of contests or giveaways. When they are, you know what? I think I'm lying. I was gonna say I haven't done a lot of contests and giveaways around live comedy shows, but I
Mm-hmm.
have at the comedy shows. I used to do a thing where I would give away free drinks. Um, I would give away free drinks to this was actually something that I started and it quickly spread to other shows. Like people stole this. What I would do was I would ask a trivia question based on the last comedian's act,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would give away like a drink ticket
Oh,
for
that's
people.
dope.
So people in the audience were like ready after every comedian. They
They're
were
like, yeah,
like,
let's go.
it became the point that they were just like, oh, because they paid attention to the last comedian, they wanted the drink ticket, for real. It was all that. I mean, and it worked. I mean, there's all kinds of contests you can do. Have you ever done contests around your shows?
Yeah, I actually just did one last week. I like to do I'll do them on like my Instagram live. I get like a lot of interaction on Instagram. So I just got on Instagram live and I like it's a website called like Wheel of Names. And I just like typed in everybody's name that had like got a ticket to the virtual or the live show and I was just giving stuff away. And then I did one on Twitch too. So I was just giving stuff away on Twitch and then people were just buying tickets. I'm like, hey, I got a show, I'm giving away some merch. Like you don't have to. And I was like, right now, I'm just giving it away because y'all are on this Twitch. But next week I'll be giving tickets away to people that bought tickets. So yeah, people were happy to be part of it, and then they went and bought tickets because they were so happy I was just giving away merch. And I'm doing gift bags at the show too, so I was able to like you could get a gift bag even if you're not physically coming to the show. I'll just mail you a gift bag.
For real. Oh my gosh.
People like free stuff.
Yeah, people do like free stuff. It's also an interesting idea to coordinate with brands, because if you've got an audience that is going to be at a show weekly, if you've got an audience that's going to be at the show weekly and you're putting out a lot of content, then sometimes brands will want to partner with you for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so get them to be your partners for real.
Especially ones that are like close in the area too. Like smaller businesses like to partner with stuff.
Yeah, they do. And you can figure out how to make that happen. you can figure out how to make that happen by just like asking people and giving them something that they want. Yes, promotion is one thing, but if you can just like if you can just add them to if you find the right brand that matches with your style and you add
Mm-hmm.
them to all of your social media, that's a value that they will, they'll be behind. They'll throw it.
Mm-hmm.
You can convince people to work with you that way easily.
Facts.
Facts. Do you talk a little bit about how you've done brand reach outs before though, Roxy?
Okay. So a lot of times I'll just email, like I'll cold call sponsors and stuff like that. I'll also like DM them. A lot of brands do a lot of business through DMs now. So I'll
Yep.
DM them. I have not a huge follower. I'm still considered like a micro influencer because I have like between 10,000 and 20,000 on most platforms. So for me, it's a little bit easier for me to just kind of DM them because they'll just go look and say, oh, they'll see the K behind the number and be like, okay, this is a person I could kind of work with. I always try to like make it sound as good as possible. Like, hey, if you help sponsor this in whatever capacity, like you'll get brand awareness. I'll share your stuff. I'll share your page. I was actually able to do that to get the venue that I'm working at, because they charge a lot of money. But because I have a following, the trade-off is, okay, we won't charge you what we typically charge, if you will promote our venue and help us to grow our following. And yeah, I just like kind of share their stuff. So just reach out to them, and you don't have to have a large following to get brands to work with you. Like Victor said, if you can say, hey, I have this show, it's in the area, so there's going to be foot traffic over here, and I can be promoting your brand while here in this space. Like I can help try to bring some traffic there, or like just having the bigger name people on the show as well will help. And then it doesn't always have to be money. I want to say that too. Like I do like, we could say edibles. Yeah, I'm not cursing. A lot of my stuff is like cannabis related. So like I typically sponsor with like, cannabis companies and stuff like that. And sometimes they'll give away like pre-rolls or like edibles, or like I'll sponsor with food companies and they'll like cater the event. So now I'm able to offer a better experience to my audience without having to pay, and for the company, like they get to try your stuff. So I'm helping you grow your stuff. You're helping me give a better experience. And then, on the back end, I could charge a little bit more because it's like you're getting free weed and food and alcohol at this event. So I could justify charging $20-$30 for a ticket because you're getting food and alcohol and weed. So yeah, send emails, DMs. Also, like, so I think people forget, like, you have friends that own businesses too that might be interested in sponsoring something. Like I have a homie that has an insurance company and he might be like helping a sponsor. Like, so just reach out within your network and don't be afraid to hit them up, because the worst thing they're going to say is no. So
yeah, and they're not going to hate you for they're not going to
Yeah.
hate you for reaching out. They'll think that you've got moxie.
Yeah, they like moxie. And if they do, don't work with them no more. Like if somebody gets an attitude because I reached out to them to see if they would be interested in a collaboration and they give me like some sass, like I'm never working with you again. I need sass.
Yeah, you don't. What are you talking about? Don't sass people.
Don't sass me.
Yeah, no sass, everybody. No sass.
No sass. Last thing. Hit up these big businesses too. Like sometimes that, like, even if you don't have a big following, sometimes they'll just work with you. I was doing an art show, especially if you're doing like nonprofit or charity stuff too, or have that part of it. They'll work with you. But like I had just started. I think I might have had like 200 followers, and I was able to get like Chick-fil-A to sponsor like a couple events. And not necessarily money. They were giving like gift cards and a lot of giveaways and like huge stuff that I could go pick up in food, which is, once again, is good.
Yeah, gift cards and giveaways. Also, sometimes when people do give you stuff like that, then sometimes you could just keep some of it for yourself and get free Chick-fil-A's. I'm kidding.
I did.
I know you did. Why would you?
That's what I was eating, and I had one down the street. Like, yeah, like,
yeah.
It's like you gotta cook the book, skim a little off the top. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, this has been the Arts Academy podcast. We do have to go, but we love each and every one of you. Please keep sending in those questions. We will keep answering them. If we did not answer the question that you asked to the fullest, send us follow-up questions. We'll answer that too. We're going to see you here all the time. Please check us out at Alt Arts Academy on all social media and artsacademypodcast.com.
You can find us at artsacademypodcast.com.